I'm a jerk.
And I'm a bitch.
And this is the
Jerk and Bitch Podcast.
Welcome to the supernatural episode, you guys.
I am actually so ecstatic.
This has been long awaited. And obviously gonna be the first of many.
Oh yeah.
Because
we're only doing the first half of season 1.
We'll never touch it again.
We won't even get to cast.
No, yeah.
Just do.
God, it would actually kill me if we stopped before we got to cast.
There's no way in hell we would stop before
No
cast.
way in hell. No way in heaven.
I've raised you from perdition.
Purgatory. No way. Yeah. Because cast means everything to me.
Huh? So can I to start off this episode?
Yes.
I have to cleanse myself of some sins. Do a little confession time.
Why do you do this to me every time?
To the Lord.
Oh God.
I think you already know this, but I don't think our audience members know this.
Okay.
I watched through Supernatural. I became a huge Supernatural fan in freshman year of high school, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Solely.
Oh, yeah.
Because the person that made me realize I like pussy and am queer was a huge Supernatural fan. So I watched through 6 seasons. I think it was like 6 seasons were out. I binged watched them in like 2 weeks.
That's actually like crazy.
And then I just ended up watching all of it just because I liked it.
See, that really does surprise me because
Why?
not the idea of you watching it for someone, but because I would just assume that you found Supernatural and were like, that's my ish.
Surprisingly, it was not on my radar like at all.
Crazy.
Like they go by they them now, but were she at the time. But they introduced me to Supernatural because they were like, oh my god, such a good show. Like literally like they cosplayed casts and stuff, and like we never got together or like did anything together. They were not into me at all, but I am such a simp in like I'm such a yearner that like I will watch.
Just a lover.
I am.
You're a lover.
I'm a lover. Sorry, if you Molly Grace, if you know her. Yeah, but yeah. So I just needed to start off with like this is a special show to me because I ended up becoming like super obsessed with it, and then my dad liked it and became a bigger fan than I am.
That's the part. This is a special show to me as well because I watched this all with my dad.
Yeah.
Well, okay, not all of it. Here's my Supernatural lore. We watched it so fast. Like we were like flying through fucking episodes. That was, binge. Well, okay, so no, not 2 weeks. Not 2 weeks. What? How many seasons did you watch then?
It was like 6 seasons or something.
Oh, okay.
It was how many seasons were out at the time.
Okay.
So it started in 2006, and I started high school in like 20.
Yeah, so
2015.
Okay.
Yeah, so I literally caught up to them.
Okay.
Just because I wanted to have something to talk to them about.
Yeah, I feel like I don't think we watched it that fast, but it was fast for like me to not binge watch it essentially. And then then we got to like however we caught up to like it airing, and then I stopped watching around like season 11, and I never finished it.
Oh my god, my dad and I kept on until we finished the series, and it was very much like, god, we're so invested, so we gotta keep going kind of thing. And it was rough.
No, like
because it's rough.
As if you're like a fan, what's the Supernatural fandom? What are they called?
The Soups.
The Soups?
I don't know. The Hunters?
Lobster beast! I think about the Zoop store. You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about.
They're called the Zoops.
Have you ever seen that video where it's like, why are you at the soup store? I'm buying clothes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking of. Also, I think it's so funny that the Venn diagram of people that enjoy Supernatural are lesbians, gay fucking like ladies, gay AFABs, or adult men that are their fathers.
Sam Elliott.
I think they made the show thinking, oh yeah, this is gonna be such a
guy show.
No.
Guy show.
No, it wasn't. It was all the fucking lesbians watching it.
Guys
sapphic
love it, but then they show it to their daughters who are queer, and then
they like it because it's a leather wearing, gun toting,
right,
car like
monster
old car driving, like show, so they were probably like, yeah, like older like dudes are gonna like this, and then all the fucking lesbians were like, no, this is literally my show, like, and you can pry on my cold dead hands at like the 4th time I've died after I've gotten resurrected by Castiel the 10th time,
after I've skinwalker shed my skin like 6 times, after I go to visit my mom in purgatory,
it's such a if you don't know Supernatural, just be happy we're doing it like a vaccine where you're getting small doses.
That part,
because if not, you would get infected with something.
We thought about doing it 1 whole season, 1 episode.
God, it's 24 episodes.
Even that, we can't do that. Yeah, 24 is 22.
It's 22. But
you scared the shit out of me.
They get to 24 later on.
They do,
though.
yeah.
Because so we're doing the first 11, which is the season finale.
Yeah.
But the first episode,
season finale.
What? No, not season. Mid-season finale.
Mid-season finale.
But the first episode, I wrote this down. How many viewers do you think the first episode got? Because this show did not have a huge budget when it first started. They thought it was going to get 1 season.
I feel like it did really well. Like, I think it was almost like Glee, because...
Did Glee, people assume, wouldn't go for long?
Yeah, they like. I think especially the cast, because that's where I get most of my Glee information, is where the podcast and talking about it.
Definitely the same with this show then, because Supernatural, Jensen and Jared, which are Sam and Dean, they legit were like, we're not even gonna get like a full season.
Right.
There's no fucking way. This show is too weird. It's too out there. People aren't gonna like it. How many viewers do you think the first episode of Supernatural got?
I have to think about back then.
And what would have been considered
small? What would be a lot or small? I'm gonna say 3 million. 3 million.
5.69 million viewers.
Holy shit!
For the pilot.
Period.
So immediately after the first episode, they like, you can kind of tell they start getting a budget, because the first episode if you don't know Supernatural, the theme of it, or the theme song or whatever, is literally just the word supernatural shaking, and then that's it. The first episode doesn't even have like these whispers that they normally have in the back. Normally they have the but the first episode is literally just supernatural, black background, white text, gone.
Yeah.
That's it.
There's also not a whole lot of visual effects in comparison to...
Well, I was gonna say, I'm more impressed by some of the visual effects.
I am. We're gonna get into this later, but like there are a lot of visual effects, but in comparison to the following episodes, and the prosthetics and the makeup, the story was pretty simple in comparison. Or the ghost that is in the first episode.
Yeah,
but
she's just wearing a white dress.
But the car stunts are cool.
Yeah, like. Well, I was gonna say, okay, so the first episode, let's get into the first episode.
Right. Saving people.
Yeah.
Hunting things.
The family business. Sam. Dean.
What is Dean, a fucking teenage boy in an anime?
That's Sammy.
Sam. Since when is Sam as a teenage boy in an anime?
Dean. I want to be a lawyer. Like, that's like very...
Dad, I want to go.
But Dad,
I want to be a real boy.
Dad, hunting people.
It's the family business.
But so first episode, first scene or first sequence is, very, very picturesque family. We've got blonde wife, because that's gender.
Right.
It's blonde wife.
Gender.
Always have to be blonde wife, brown-haired husband.
Gender.
So, blonde-haired wife, brown-haired husband with their bowl-cut child.
That is the American dream as fuck.
Yeah. So, two sons. One's a baby. The other one's like walking baby.
4.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Walking baby. He's 4.
4. He's 4 years old. And then at one point, Mama's trying to check on her child, and then she like disappears for a little bit. Dad checks on child, looks up, mom is on ceiling, is on fire, is dead now.
Is dead now.
Is dead.
I think we did, you just kind of brushed over that a little bit. So the husband sees his wife stuck to the ceiling, and then it catches a flame and she burns alive. And then he has to go and carry he takes his kid to the front of the house and is like, hey, run for your life. You need to save your brother and go.
Handing baby Sammy to Dean. Yeah. And goes, Dean, take your Sam outside now.
And don't look back.
Don't look back.
I don't know why he's always country for me. But.
Yeah. that's your master.
They're in Kansas. I'm like, why are they like, I feel like
people from Kansas.
They're not country, but they're like farmer. Anyways, it is better. So then John gets out, obviously, and he's alive, but he's scorned. Yeah, he probably would have killed himself if the kids weren't there. So they flash forward 2 years later, and turns out it became a family business of John has now pursued hunting monsters that quite like the one who killed his wife.
Yeah. Which we don't know what it is.
We don't know yet what it is.
Until later on.
Right.
But Sam has run away from his family to pursue college. He is with a nice girl, Jess.
Nice, pretty girl.
Dean breaks in the middle of the night.
Can we talk about this? Because
that's the first time they met.
Yeah, you did tell me that.
Yeah. The actors. The first time they ever met is when they're fighting each other.
Actually, crazy boots the house, because I love that scene so much. Not only does it emphasize like how good of because it's them actually fighting, right?
Yes, because I'm just gonna be dropping lore. Jared wasn't hitting as hard. Like he was really avoiding Jensen because he was really scared of hitting him, and Jensen was like, oh, I'm gonna fucking show you how we do this.
Which is
like, get the fuck up. He's like, I know you're a Gilmore girls.
I know you're on the Gilmore.
Get the fuck
Gilmore Happy Gilmore house.
But like slammed him into the ground.
That's
like
crazy.
Like fought like. And that's the first
way to start. That's really it's genuinely such a brother.
No, I was about to say that's very
brother and love moment. So they're like fighting because Sam thinks there's an intruder.
And, because if someone broke into my fucking house, that's my first assumption.
And it's such a good part, and I love it. But I will say the tension whenever Dean is on top of him.
Are you Wincest?
I'm not okay. Wincest is the ship that. Okay, no, I'm not. I'm not a Wincester. Wincest is the ship of the two brothers together, right?
Yes.
But I will say that they had them. It felt like a little romantic what they were doing right there.
Oh, easy, Tiger. Dean.
Like easy, Tiger. Are you for real?
Okay.
And then him flipping it over.
I think that's just because Dean, as a person, is very flirty. Yeah. I'll give you that.
And he's sexy.
Because Dean is very, he is very flirty. Because he starts immediately flirting with Jess.
Right.
Sam's girlfriend is like, oh, I love the Smurfs because she has a Smurf shirt. Right. But he's obviously staring at her tits. And I'm like, ew.
Yeah.
You're fucking nasty. I'm sorry. If I'm Jess, I'm going,
yeah.
Ugh. Get the fuck out of my face.
He is a gross little pervert, and we see that throughout the rest of the entire series.
Yeah.
And it's I think it's covering up his bisexuality and how suppressed he is, but
so I think I have lived in a world where everyone has accepted Destiel on the ship and understands
except
it.
for Jensen Ackles.
Well, he came around on it at some point.
Yeah.
But
did he?
Kind of. He became better with it, at least. But I was on Reddit the other day on the Supernatural subreddit, which I have never explored.
Mm-hmm.
People were like, why do people think that, Dean is into Cass? Can't they see that that's a straight man?
Please be so fucking serious right now. Please be so fucking serious right now.
It was that he has girlfriends. I'm like, yeah, bi people
can have girlfriends.
So, and it was like, and anyone that was like, no, I can definitely see their relationship, they would get downvoted by 50 downvotes. And I was like, maybe I'm too gay for this conversation on Reddit.
I think you are. Supernatural Reddit sounds like a dangerous place.
No,
yeah. Okay, but we'll get into Destiel a bit later.
Yeah, because
can't not talk about it though. That is going to be a future ship between Dean and another character. Okay. Yeah. So they are tussling, and then Dean is able, once he gets up off the ground and gets up off him, Dean tells his brother Sam that his dad has been gone on a hunting trip for a few days. He hasn't been home for a few days. And you know, that's not normal.
Yeah.
So they end up kind of sleuthing together. Well, after like Sam gives in to going on the trip, they sleuth together that they need to go to, was it California? Where is it? I'm
pretty sure it was it Jericho?
Jericho, yeah. Oh wait, Jericho's in somewhere else.
I don't think I wrote down the location. It doesn't matter. They have to go somewhere.
They have to go to this place where there's a lot of men who are going missing because they're driving late at night, and they never return home. And there's been sightings of this girl called the Woman in White, who's a ghost story. Yeah. But turns out it's real. Yeah. And the Woman in White was someone who I guess I could just go ahead and say it now, but they end up finding this out, that her husband cheated on her, and then she was so upset that she killed her kids and then killed herself.
Trigger warning, this is a horror show.
Supernatural.
Yeah, there's like murder and
a lot of gore, a lot of
suicide. Shit. Yeah, I think she kills herself.
Nasty shit.
But also, sorry, personally, at first I'm a Woman in White defender in the beginning, because she's literally like, do you want to take me home, is like being sexy, but it's only if you're a cheater that she'll kill you. But then she tries to get Sam to cheat. Straight up tries to sexually assault him.
Tries to rape him.
And I'm like, and he's literally going like, I'm not unfaithful, I don't want to fuck you, like, get the fuck off of me. And she's like, you will be like, oh no, girl, I was on your side until you did that. Like, he's literally telling you that he does not want to have sex
after she killed her kids.
All right, she went crazy. Hey, woman's wrongs. This is the future liberals.
They're like, Mommy, you came home.
Oh, but what I was going to say.
And she's
like, why? Okay, so the whole thing is that they take her back home. Yeah. Because she always tells the guys that she can't go back home. Right. But Sam and Dean force her to go back. The ghosts of her children come down and hug her. And did you also feel this way? The graphicness of that scene of her melting into like a screaming puddle.
Yeah. Crazy.
Why is it so scary?
It is scary.
And later on, they don't have scary moments like that, but I'm like, ugh.
I feel like the fear factor in the first season is like wild.
I think it's honestly scarier than the other seasons. Like, it's well done.
No, genuinely, yes.
Because it's innovative.
I was looking at some comments earlier on a YouTube video from like season 1 highlights or something, and everyone was talking about how like it feels so much grittier, it's darker, it's so dark. Like, why is the color grading like in hell?
No, like, I will say it's I thought it was
can't see shit. Y'all see my coochie in my butt? It's dark in here.
Like, I thought it was because it was early 2000s.
No.
I'm genuinely like,
Glee was made like, what, 2 years, 3 years later? I'm sorry, I keep talking about Glee, but...
Is that the same show?
No, Glee was not on CW. Glee was on Fox. But
no.
Anyways, okay, yeah, so that's the Woman in the White episode. But at the end of it, we get Sam has to go back because he is trying to apply for law school. Yeah. And he's trying to go back for an interview. And he gets back to his house where his girlfriend is, or apartment or whatever. And Jess, his girlfriend, ends up on the ceiling on fire, burning to death.
Also, her gender was also blonde wife, even though she was not a blonde, even though she was not a wife. She looks like his mom. And like, literally, I know you were a child when your mom died.
They're bad.
But like,
they're bad.
Brother, come on. She looks like your mom.
No,
like, come on.
Yep.
Also, just a shout out. So Sam made a 174 on the LSAT.
Yeah.
Elle Wood made 179. So she is smarter than him. Canonically. Legally.
I believe it.
Yeah. But
Sam's kind of a fucking doofus sometimes. He pisses me off.
In this season, though?
No, he's a smart boy.
And this
it's
season,
the other ones.
Yeah. Later,
the other ones that he like. That's why the farther and farther away he gets from college,
yeah, he loses
stupider he gets.
But this season, there are moments where literally, like with Dean, I'm like, fuck you.
With how Dean acts.
Yeah, because he's like gross sometimes.
Yeah. Oh no, he's an actual asshole.
No, I'm like, you're kind of nasty. And like, I know later on we have the fetishizations of Asians, which like, yes, I know Dean's like that, but then we never have him date an Asian girl or have an Asian character.
Fucked up.
Fuck you.
No, yeah. Eric Perky, you got something. We got.
It's easier to fetishize us than write us, I think. Sorry. Not to be deep.
Okay, so the next
sorry, the next
episode is the Wendigo episode. Now, it's funny that I mentioned Glee about a bazillion times already.
Is this why you've been mentioning Glee?
Yeah, because he's always on my mind. You guys, Corey Monteith is in this episode, and I genuinely got emotional whenever I saw him on the screen when I rewatched this again.
And he's only on screen for like a few.
And I still got emotional.
No, that's valid. I'm just saying, like,
he does also die in the episode.
Yeah,
you see him. He doesn't die off screen.
I think
he dies on screen.
See, on screen. All the other ones are off.
I'm not okay with that. I am actually going to send a cease and desist, Eric. So fuck you. And you should have taken this off Netflix a long time ago. But the Wendigo episode is about this like. I don't even know how to describe the monster.
So it's a real monster in Native American folklore,
right? But like what it looks like.
It's like imagine a golem, but he's been stretched out,
right?
Like Gollum, if you put him in like a Laffy Taffy, that's him. Because he's like, that's great.
I knew you could describe it.
Yeah,
yeah.
But also, it's not Wendigo. Like they pronounce in the fucking no, it's not your fault.
I'm a white.
No, it's the fucking episode where they're like the Wendigo, and I'm like, it's just Wendigo. Why are you fucking saying it with her?
God, is there a white?
Jared is the worst when it comes to it. Yeah, because he's like his mouth expands when he does it. He goes Wendigo. What the fuck are you talking about? Stop. But
remember when they said they thought they were gonna get canceled after the first season? They thought they were not gonna make any more.
They should get canceled for that pronunciation.
I should just gave up. Just go ahead.
I feel bad for the director.
Career on the shelf. Model those pretty faces. They just look pretty. They don't need to talk.
I wrote something here. It's not super. Oh, there's Sam is such a dick in this episode, which is understandable,
right?
Because he just lost his girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And he even has a flashback where he goes to flashback. He has a dream where he goes to Jess's funeral and her arm comes up and grabs him. So him having nightmares is a recurring theme in this season.
Yeah.
So this starts establishing that like Sam is having reoccurring nightmares.
Right.
That's like the main thing that this episode does, and also shows Sam is struggling with this loss. Like he actually is struggling and is not as kind as he normally is. Like we get to see with him later and in the first episode.
He's very just angsty and upset.
And like, again, totally understandable. It works as an episode to like move the plot a bit.
Right.
And then we have the third episode.
Wait, before we get to the third, I just want to say I feel like this season and this episode is very indicative of it.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know where to draw the line when it comes to telling regular people about monsters and stuff, because it pissed me off so bad knowing what I know about how strict they are about not telling humans or regular people about everything, when they like pretty much immediately told them what was going on, and that made me so mad.
I wish we had an episode before Jess died. Just like one. I understand that like that's a big marker for like, you know, this is why Sam is doing this, and also you don't have so many episodes that you can do those. I kind of wish we had an episode showing more normalcy before we had like an episode where Sam is breaking rules that they have established like immediately after like the first episode,
right?
Because this is the second episode and he's already breaking like a really big rule. Which like it does help, because like I also think that like the people that they're trying to help, they've lost their brother. That's who they're trying to find. So like I think there's also that connection of like, you've lost someone or like are trying to find someone. We have lost our brother and Sam has just lost his girlfriend.
Right.
So like we do have this kind of connection that like, you know, might make them want to tell them a little bit more. Also like in that episode there is like a bit budget safety because they are being targeted by the Wendigo.
Right.
Normally like with the monsters they aren't being directly targeted so that they can like skirt around things a little bit more, but they are literally in the Wendigo's like habitat and are like you know being surrounded by
that hunter guy's being a fucking stupid head. He just keeps trying to you ain't gonna what you gonna do, punch it?
Brother doesn't know that. He thinks it's a bear or something. Like he has no fucking clue what it is.
It's like Cocaine Bear.
Yeah, that's the Wendigo. Shave Cocaine Bear.
Right.
Have I ever told
Stretch him out, tap. Yeah.
Have I ever told you that like if this is so fucking crazy. This is more of a bit. I'm gonna say that now before anyone gets mad at me. If I ever discovered Sasquatch on my own, like I just found him, like in the woods or something, I'm shaving his whole body and then just like releasing him into like
awesome.
Like I kind of want to see what
he
that
looked like a really stretched out naked mole rat.
Yeah,
and
like
I would want to dance.
Possible?
I would want to dance with him.
See, I just think it would be like, can I release him into like just like, Times Square, and would anyone like react?
Oh, that would not be the worst thing they've probably seen in Times Square.
Yeah, that's why
New York is.
Also, what is a naked Bigfoot? Like, what is he?
Why didn't
doing?
they cover this on Supernatural?
Why didn't we ever have a naked Bigfoot?
Also,
episode?
did they even have a Sasquatch episode?
No, because Sasquatch doesn't exist. Remember?
Right.
They're very like Sasquatch doesn't exist. You dumb fucks. Here's a dragon that is a man in a janitor costume.
The dragon, the fucking clowns episode, dude. That one pissed me off. So
why?
It just pissed me off. It just felt so campy in a not good way.
See, I liked some of the campy episodes.
I do. I'm not saying
okay. I was like, I like that one.
The clown one was stupid. But anyways, back to episode 3.
Okay, Dead in the Water. One of my favorite episodes.
Really good one.
It's really also it's fucking again scary.
Yeah.
This is a scary fucking episode.
Yeah.
Because children are just scary. It's a pale child with like dark
pale
hair.
Children scare the shit out of me.
He's like in the water and you just see a peek of his face. I'm like, oh.
It's a child ghost. So the ghost, it's in the form of the child. Yeah. So it just makes it, and also anything with water and like taking you in the deep and stuff, terrifying.
But the big thing with this episode is Dean kind of unpacking some of his trauma from childhood. Yeah. Because there's a traumatized child in this episode.
So that part where Dean draws the family.
And he, Jensen is such a good actor.
I'm not the Shelby.
Like him pointing at like
my Shayla. I love Dean so much. Like, yes, he's an asshole. Yes, he's a pervert. Yes, he could probably be accused of sexual abuse, but like, or not abuse, harassment. But still, that's my boy.
That's my boy.
And this is still my boy.
That's my boy.
But like, this episode's such a good. I think this season does a good job of like every episode being important to the greater plot.
Right.
Because Dean like he's unpacking some of this, and Sam's getting to see this side of Dean
softer.
Yeah.
Because I mean, obviously they grew up together, but John made Dean hard.
Yeah.
And like, I think that he takes that into his adulthood with him, obviously. And Sam, that's why Sam wants to get away, because he is a softer person. He's a kinder person. And
he's also able to be softer because Dean was there.
Yeah.
And like, I think a younger sibling getting to see their like kind of surrogate dad in a way, because like Dean kind of plays that role sometimes for Sam. Yeah. And like we see in certain episodes. So getting to see this early on, I do think it was a really smart decision writing wise. Having this episode where we get to see Dean unpack some of his trauma way earlier on, I think was really important. Yeah. Because I remember being like, God, Dean is so fucking annoying. No. But this episode really makes you understand Dean and how much he cares about Sam and his family.
Yes.
But so the whole thing with this one is that the sheriff, when he was a child, drowned his friend.
Yeah.
with his other friend, and his friend's like family gets killed first by, one, his daughter drowns in the lake, and then 2, his son drowns in a sink.
It was so back to back to back to back. I was like, I would just kill myself.
Yeah, and like it's so understandable,
Right, when he goes into the yeah.
Because the dad at the end, not at the end, but the dad after he loses 2 of his children, takes his boat out. This part I thought was kind of campy and like kind of stupid. He takes his boat out and then it gets launched into the air.
Yeah.
And, like, all the other ones have been kind of poetic deaths.
Yeah.
Why could we not have the like boat fill up with water or something? Why does it have to get launched into the fucking air? Like it's like jumping the shark in fucking whatever is it, Happy Days. Like, why is he literally flying 50 feet? The single mom who works 2 jobs because her husband also drowned in the lake, and like her child have gotten close to Dean, but the dad is the sheriff who killed his friend. He like exiles Dean and Sam out of the town, but they come back to save the girl because she almost drowns in her bathtub.
And she's hot and sexy.
She is really hot and sexy.
Well, Dean's like
she looks like a boo, but like in a good way.
Yeah.
Like in a cute way where you're like, oh, like.
But Dean's like, kids are the best. And then
that is one of my favorite parts.
She's like, something, your second pickup lines, blah, 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 blah.
It was,
and then Sam's like, really? Kids are the best? Name 3 kids.
And he's like, I'm thinking.
I don't think Dean has been around a kid since Sam was a kid.
No, like, it's
too funny.
I just like that interaction because then Dean becomes the kid guy throughout the series. Which, like,
all the kids are around.
That's also when they stop caring about writing for Sam. Or anyways. Sorry. But yeah, so
number 4.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say the dad of the grandfather or the dad of that like lady, he ends up sacrificing himself because they almost drowned the kid.
Right.
So then he ends up dying and you see that scary fucking child peek out of the water, and that's really scary. Right. But this episode was just good for like showing a soft side of Dean. Yeah, and that's important.
Good one.
The 4th one was Phantom Traveler.
I thought that one was funny the most. It was also first introduction to a demon.
Oh yeah.
Because even though there are demons amok that we don't know about yet, this is their first like Sam and Dean defeat the demon.
Yes.
And I really, really liked the way that this one was not so serious about it.
Yeah,
because every other demon that they end up going after later on is like this is life or fucking death, bitch, and this was a very like low caliber demon, and like all they had to do was just say Cristo at him like 15 times.
Yeah, which they never do again. Never do that again. Also, I gotta say, so this episode, the whole premise is that this demon causes plane crashes.
Yeah.
Crazy thing to do a little bit after 9/11.
Genuinely, yeah.
Because it's 5 years after 9/11. I thought it was still touchy.
Also, random as fuck. Like, why? We're not even that far into the show. Like, they were just...
they were like, just do some 9/11
They had some access to, like, a plane, and they were like, or plane shoots, and they were like, okay, let's do that.
Let's just do... Which I thought the explanation, because they explained that, like, in Japanese folklore, there are demons that cause certain, like, catastrophes, which you see in JJK if you like JJK, but like usually earthquakes and stuff, not plane crashes. But this one was talking about how like
it's modern,
and it's like done with the times, which I thought was interesting.
No, I do too. I think that the way they did it though was strange, because if it's like with the environment, why would you infect a person who
went out the plane
is on the plane, and it's about fear? It was a little kind of all over the place, but
like if you're scared of planes or like plane crashes,
you're just fear. Well, it was just preying on fear in general, because then the pilot of the first plane that crashes, I mean, obviously he wasn't originally scared,
but now
he became scared because anyways. But they have a really funny scene, which I was going to talk about when you said the sensitivity of Sam and Dean, and like we're talking about how Sam is soft and Dean is so hard. I loved this scene where Sam is comforting Dean while he's freaking out about the plane. And he's like, okay, take deep breath. And Dean's like, I'm not doing your hoo-hoo meditation bullshit. I'm female. I'm a she, her.
That's literally Dean the first season.
Genuinely.
That's all I hear when he talks.
Bill Clinton. I'm not Bill Clinton. What the fuck? George W. Bush, Republican.
I did not have sexual tension. Really, I can't talk. I didn't have sexual tensions with my brother.
This is our ADHD fighting against each other. But yeah. So whenever they're having that moment, it's really cute.
I like that Sam goes like, I'm not trying to be like hippie about it. I'm telling you to calm down because you're gonna get possessed otherwise.
Right.
So you have to calm down. I like that like Sam at first is like trying to actually chill him out, and then like after Dean snaps at him, is like, you dumb fuck.
Right.
I'm telling you to calm down or else you're gonna get everyone killed.
Right.
Chill the fuck out.
But Sam is so sweet about it.
Yeah, no, Sam is very sweet about it. But I was gonna say my favorite moment in this. Well, one, there's a part where Sam is once again having a nightmare about Jess because she died on the ceiling and like was in flames. Sorry, that's gonna cause some trauma. Dean goes, you seriously still having nightmares about Jess?
Yeah, like fuck you.
Off.
You've never had a woman actually love you, and we can tell. We can tell.
Yeah, like, also, you don't actually love women. Gay. Gay. Anyways. There's also a part when this is so, I don't know why, but the fact that they wrote this was so funny to me. You know how, like, the guy, I'm just grabbed your food. I'm sorry, the Dean is in me right now.
Right.
I'm dressed up as Sam. Man is dressed up as Dean. But,
you're trying to Wincest this shit, aren't you?
Maybe.
Easy tiger.
But there's a part where the guy who called them in, who's like in charge of the plane and stuff, he's walking them through. He's like, yeah, your dad helped me, but Poltergeist back in like 07. Whatever the fuck. We're in like 04, and someone just off screen goes, Poltergeist, I love that movie. And he goes, and he's like, get back to work. I'm like, that is such
I forgot about that.
I had to write that down because I'm like, that is such a funny, stupid line. So I just think that's such a funny throwaway line. It also feels very realistic because if you're talking about ghosts in the workplace, yeah, someone's gonna be like, oh, Poltergeist, I love that movie.
Yeah.
Like, that's so stupid.
I think it was really stupid.
But
funny.
Something important with this episode, not movie.
You know what? Before you say the actual important thing, you know what was really important to me? This was the episode where it shows Dean's thigh and he's in these little short shorts and the first.
Yeah. I mean, that was pretty.
I'm gonna start barking.
You're gonna get the dog's bark.
No, genuinely.
My dog's bark. But so something important about this episode. First off, introduction to demons, pretty important.
Yes.
And then also the demon tells Sam that Jess is burning in hell.
Yeah.
Which is, we don't get full confirmation on that later on in the series.
God, I would hope she wasn't burning in hell. Why?
We don't know.
Because everything is fucked. That's why.
It's because she's a woman.
Yeah.
Women go hell.
All blonde women go to hell.
Every blonde wife gender goes to hell.
Right.
But also, the guy knew to call Dean because their dad, who is still missing, by the way, his phone, like voicemail, sends you to Dean. He says like what Dean's number is.
Right.
So they know that his dad, like, I think Dean has a moment of like, I fully have the mantle right now.
Right.
Because I don't think it's like
man of the house.
Yeah, like I don't think it's fully hit him until that moment where like, oh,
so he's not just missing. It's just like he's actively choosing to ignore them and be gone. And
because John Winchester is the worst. Yeah. He is his initials are JW, not just because John Winchester is just worse. Just the worst. Because he fucking sucks. He is the worst character in this. This series has the literal devil in it, and John Winchester somehow manages to be worse. He somehow manages to be worse than the actual Lucifer.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan, you gotta get a role that's not gonna be the worst fucking person in the world.
People suck Negan's dick, so like...
Right, they love Negan. And people would suck John Winchester's dick, because, I mean, he's a pretty man. He's pretty.
He is very pretty.
And he's the
worst, though.
He's awful.
Because later on, well, we're not there yet. Because now we're on Bloody Mary.
We're on Bloody Mary. And also, I actually originally skipped this one because I thought I came back to it.
Okay.
I came back to it.
Oh,
but I was like, I wanted to watch all of the more riveting ones. But this one was pretty good. Like, it wasn't as campy as I remembered it to be. Also, Hookman, which we'll get to in a second.
Yeah.
I thought it was, like, bad from what I remembered. It really wasn't that bad.
See, a lot of the ones that, for me, I think the worst episode that we watched,
The Asylum?
Asylum's bad. I have some good notes on Asylum, though.
I didn't like this.
For me, it's Phantom Traveler. I think that's one of their weakest.
I thought it was just silly. I think that, and I like seeing more of the humor side of Supernatural. So yeah, but like
they do humor pretty well.
But the actual villain or the demon or the monster was not as compelling. Like and it feels like a filler because it's so preposterous, you know. But then you see like something like Bloody Mary or Hookman, and you're like, there's no way that's an actual like bona fide monster that's like hard for them to fight. They make it hard, and not only do they make it hard, but they also make it interesting with the lore behind the monsters and the character.
They also make me hard. Sorry, continue.
Who makes you hard?
All of them.
Oh, okay.
Everyone.
All the monsters or Dean and Sam and
In these episodes, not the monsters yet.
Yeah, we get some sexy ones.
We get sexy monsters later on.
Scrumptious.
I mean, the like completely black eyes are pretty hot.
Anyways,
yeah,
I love Lucifer.
That's crazy. I did not peg you as a Lucifer girl.
So fine. And then like obviously Cass, and then Rowena.
Okay, sorry. We're getting in the future.
Yeah. So in this one, Bloody Mary, we have these little girls are playing Bloody Mary, and it ends up the girl's dad gets killed because he looks in the mirror. Yeah. Bloody Mary's in her mirrors in her house and is jumping around and whatever. Yeah. Turns out it's Bloody Mary is haunting people who have this secret in the town, in the specific town, because she's just traveling around wherever her original mirror goes. Yeah. So she gets trapped in her original mirror. If you're in that town, like it's a certain proximity, right? She will come out and kill you, but only if you have a secret that is tied to a death. Right. Like someone's death. Yeah. For the dad of the kid, it was the wife supposedly killed his wife. He killed his blonde wife. This other blonde bimbo bitch.
Okay, I never said bimbo. I'm just saying blonde wife.
Bimbo bitch, because while she was on the phone, and also it felt like the beginning of a porn. She was like, "Oh, you don't think I should say it?" But
that's not his wife. That's his daughter.
No, I'm not. Okay. No. It's like this is the girl.
Yeah, that's the second. Okay, that's the second one.
No, I was saying the wife.
Okay, I was thinking about the wife that died, and I was like, why are you calling her bimbo? Maybe she's literally dead.
The second girl who died, or the girl who died.
Yeah, the second one who dies.
Is like taunting her friend on the phone. It feels like a Final Destination bit, the way she does it.
Actually does.
No, because she's like, Bloody Mary, and then her friend's like, don't.
It's very that like Harry Potter audio. Yeah. It's like, no, don't.
And she dies, and then so they start figuring out that something's going on here. And then the really important, I think that part of it was interesting, but the really interesting part to me was the guilt that because Sam ends up having to be the one who lures Mary back into her original mirror because he feels a lot of guilt about Jess. And then we learn that he had dreams about Jess dying up until the moment,
which is a huge important revelation for the series, right? That like Sam is supernatural,
right? He is supernatural. Pentagar.
Guys, I think it's a little super natural in here. Sam like
is having.
I think this is kind of a good acting moment from Jared. Yeah, where his reflection is like yelling at him that like you are the reason why Jess is dead because you could have avoided it and you didn't. This is your
Actually, I disagree with you, but I wrote Sam acting was kind of bad.
Really? I thought the like reflection, Jared.
Maybe
not actual
maybe
Sam.
Yeah, Sam with his eyeballs.
Because actual
bleeding.
Sam goes,
yes. Yeah, he does a lot of that.
He has to. If you've never seen Supernatural, and you're not looking at me visually, this is the way Jared Padalecki does any emotion. It's look away, and then tense up the jaw. Dean. That's his acting. And guess what? I ate it up.
We ate it up.
I ate it up.
Platter. Like,
I'm not a woman of many needs. Yeah, you go. It's enough for me.
No, yeah, it's enough for me.
But
too.
important moment.
And I was like, need him.
Important moment in this episode is when Sam and
what?
Dean are leaving the town, and he looks off and he sees Jess.
And Jess is in the white dress.
She's in a white dress, and she looks at him, and then she disappears. And Sam, there's a moment of like, I almost want to edit like early 2000s like ending like credit music. Like, yeah, like as Sam's like looking out the window, like, I think Dean, I think we're gonna be okay. Like,
Girl is going to be okay. It's Sam. He's not gonna be okay.
No, he's not.
He's gonna die at least 5 or 6 times. Dean is gonna die.
But they comes back. They're fine. But I just
not always.
It was an important moment. It's an important moment. Okay, my favorite episode in this group of episodes.
Skin. Yeah.
Wyatt, just like
what the office?
here. Sorry, Wyatt. We got it. Where were we at? Oh, skin. Okay, we're doing skins. Wait, let me put my sock back on. No, you're good.
This episode is so fucking good. When I think about season 1, I think about this one, and I think about obviously the pilot, and I think about the car episode, which we'll get to in the next part.
Yeah.
But I think about this one a lot because it's so stylistically what I think Supernatural is.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's got all the monster stuff. It's got all the dark and grimy gore and guts and blood and the sexual undertone.
Well, I was also going to say, like, the brothers. Like, this is such a big...
very strong brother
relationship moment in this episode. But
and then epic music.
Oh, yeah.
Epic needle drop.
Dude, some of the best Supernatural moments are when they pair up a rock song to a perfect moment.
That's what the dads are literally tearing it.
Like, there are so many moments in Supernatural that are made, like, that they are just perfectly done.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because of, like, the matchup with the music and, like, the sequence, like, the way it's edited.
Yeah.
It's like a mini music video within the episode, and it's perfect.
Right.
But the whole plot of this episode is Sam's friend is accused of murder, but it's actually a shapeshifter who shapeshifted into him and posed as him.
Not Sam. He posed
as Sam's friend. So, you know, they're trying to figure out, like, what's up with the shapeshifter, why is he, like, doing this and stuff, and it turns out, like, they're trying to follow his trail, and turns out that he's in the sewers, like, you know, pretty cool. I think the sewer thing is cool.
Yeah.
The way they figure it out
is awesome. Gotta get into some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle shit.
like, the fact that Sam is, like, trailing it, he's like, oh, are there any myths of shapeshifters flying? And Dean's like, well, there's another way to go, and they look down, like, that's such a cool moment. Like, there's just a lot of cool moments in this. The best moment, though.
That's one.
The best moment in this episode. If you've never seen Supernatural and you're not interested in seeing it, I implore you,
please,
to search up
Dean.
Skin sequence Dean, like, Supernatural.
Yeah.
Because there is a sequence where the shapeshifter is shedding off Dean's skin, and Jensen Ackles does an amazing job here.
Yeah, he does a great job. breaking his back.
Yeah, you are seeing him like claw off.
He's like Nosferatu Lily Rose Depping himself, going,
like he is clawing off slimy clumps of skin and tissue and flesh and tendons, and he's popping off like nails. His teeth are popping off. He is
like, I don't know what song it is, but it's like a hard rock like banger in the back. Like it's good. And then it's in the sewer, so it's like all dark and it's
atmospheric. It's beautifully done. And like that's what I kind of missed from the first season. Like rewatching it is that they're so innovative with the way they do things. Later on, it's like simple latex, I think, that they use for the shapeshifter. They don't really explore the shapeshifter stuff as much. But there's also a part where the shapeshifter is talking about his life.
Dean's life.
No, I'm talking about the shapeshifters.
Oh, okay.
Where he's talking to the girl that Dean's been kind of flirting around with, where it's Sam's like old college friend. And the shapeshifter is like, well, he was born in Anomaly and it's lonely. He's never had his own like identity or life. And I'm like, that's such a small moment. It's also such a good peek into why this creature is taking on these forms of different people, because it's always people that like have a partner or like have something similar to a partner, and like when the partners reject them because they feel like there's something up or weird or wrong, he immediately lashes out and like,
I've never thought of it like that. I mean, I knew the whole loneliness thing, but I didn't think about like maybe that's why he attacks the couples.
Because when he first gets to Sam's friend's house, he's trying to connect with her. He is trying to just have like a sexual relationship with her.
Right.
And he even apologizes that like he reminds me of an incel. Like a monster incel where he is trying to like make this connection, but he doesn't understand.
Not far off from Dean.
The problem with Dean is that he's attractive, so he gets away with it.
But he was in Dean's skin.
Yeah, and it still didn't work because and like I think he doesn't understand that it's not the visual aspect that's deterring him from having these connections. It's the violence and the
pushiness.
It's the pushiness. It's the immediate lashing out as soon as she's not interested in you. I don't know. I just find that so interesting. And then like, you know, he is getting some of Dean's memories and stuff. And he's like talking about how like Sam has like kind of fucked up his relationship with Dean in a little bit. That Dean like hates him and is like internally hating him.
Right.
And like Sam doesn't understand like that Sam got to go to college and have a normal life. Dean has had to be daddy's little soldier. But also, Dean puts those shackles on himself.
No, sorry,
I'm going on like a whole rant about this show, but Skin is just such a good episode for that. It's just beautiful. It's so well done, and like I can't help but admire that episode and like the people that worked on it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I can't. I'm gonna shut up now because I can't help it. Like that's such a good episode.
It's understandable. We just have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, we have so many episodes.
So but it does go into a good like story overarching thing beginning their relationship and how they feel about each other. These like long hidden feelings that they haven't gotten to unpack yet because there's
no chick flick moments.
No chick flick moments. And they're also dealing with a tragedy of their dad being gone. They don't really even know how to navigate this relationship that they have together because I think all Sam knew until he went to college was just like hunting. They don't talk about it. But without John there, they're adults. Like Sam is allowed to start that conversation, or even Dean if he wanted to. And we see it more, and I'll talk about it with 10, with Asylum is 10. Yeah. That was the part I did like about Asylum. But the next one is going to be Hookman, right?
Yes.
Hookman?
Dude, I have one comment for this Hookman. Normally, I have like a paragraph for each. Can I say my one comment?
Yeah. Do you want me to?
No, because then you can take on.
Okay.
It starts with possible SA, and then the guy dies, and I'm happy that he gets murdered, and that's it. That's all I have. Because the girl goes, I'm not interested in having sex, and then he starts groping her, and then he gets killed. And I'm like, good.
No, I mean, it's definitely one you don't feel remorse about whenever he dies. And also, really, the roommate was sad.
She didn't do anything.
She really didn't. She was just like wanting to
party.
Well, she was kind of being insensitive about her being, I mean, her friend was around a death and a very traumatic one at that.
She shouldn't have died for that. That's
no, absolutely not.
20-year-old.
And that's what makes this main bitch a fucking prude. And I'm like, why do they have Sam to have a romantic thing with her? Like, it feels nasty.
Sam is also a prude.
Yeah.
You think that boy wasn't a virgin before he met Jess?
He's like, ooh, I love me a little Christian girl.
No, literally.
I want a church girl.
Wait,
go to church.
Your tacky skirt that goes down to your ankles is kind of lustful, girl. I think you gotta cover them up.
That is so Sam, and the fact that he looks like that and that's him.
Come on,
crazy.
He's a puppy dog.
He is a little baby, but he's a little nerd.
Yeah.
So basically the ghost in this it's the Hookman legend, which is a type of ghost who preys on people who or it becomes a religious thing where if they feel
this version of it is. The original Hookman car door, please tell me you know what I'm talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Vannah.
We might need to get into this later.
Yeah, we're gonna do a reel about that actually. I'm gonna read you out what Hookman car door is. But Hookman car door is a urban legend where it's literally a man with a hook that kills people that are going to like make out square, make out point, whatever the fuck suburban people do where they make out. And he kills you if you're having like premarital sex.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like but he's not normally a ghost. He's normally just a person.
Right. So
but
then
it
manifests into a lot of shame, and specifically like religious shame, because the main character's dad is a priest, and she finds out that he's cheating on his wife he's seeing a married woman, and that's obviously very not okay in the church, and like she sees that as wrong. So the ghost has hooked on to her and manifests and tries to kill the guy who almost sexually assaults her roommate who asked her to party too much, and then tries to kill her dad who is cheating. So it's about like moral, like
especially since her dad is a pastor.
Right.
He's a pastor. So like he always taught her like if you do bad things, there are consequences and get punished. And she even mentions that. But then she's like, I deserve to be punished because people keep dying around me. And then the Hookman's like, oh yeah, whatever you say, my lady. I don't know why I keep doing that voice. I'm sorry.
Totally okay. At that part, also, because they find out that the hook they have to get rid of his body and burn his bones, and they melted it down or forged it into a necklace that she's wearing, so they're gonna burn that. But Sam literally like grabs her fucking tit, like whole tit when he grabs the necklace.
I'm sorry, if I was her, I'd be like, oh no. I think there's something else somewhere.
You know what? I think I actually I dropped a marble in my vagina.
That was connected to that necklace. I think. Oh, I forgot to tell you, the necklace was bigger. I did get nipple piercings. If you could get them out,
right?
They're just really small, and you can't see them,
and you have to take them off with your teeth.
Yeah. But I'm gonna look Sam.
No, he was break. But
also, Jess has died like 4 months ago.
It was 6.
No, because later on it's 6. It's not 6
okay.
Yet.
Wow. Yeah.
So
crazy.
like,
anyways, that's Hookman, and then 8 is Bugs, dude. Just go ahead and fuck this episode, right?
You want me to take over this one?
I don't even want to. Let's just say it. It's just like
it's racist.
Yeah, it's racist.
It's a racist episode,
and it's disgusting because I fucking hate bugs.
So like,
and obviously it was gonna have to come eventually because bugs are, or they're scary. They're scary, and they cover everything in Supernatural except for Sasquatch. So like, eventually they had to come upon it. But still, the fact that they do it in this nasty, asty, wasty way makes me sick. And it has a moment in whenever the realtor dies in the shower. Dude, that is one of my nightmares. And I don't know if I got that from Supernatural or no, I think I had it before that. I've had dreams about cockroaches coming up out of my drain and like covering me.
Wait,
and
explain what the death is. So.
The death is that. It's the realtor is taking a shower and the spiders, tons of spiders come out crawling out of her drain. And then she obviously gets scared and then she breaks the glass. Yeah. And that was stupid.
Can we say there's a shot of her feet running? Did you notice the Scooby-Doo ass way her leg? Because she's going like she's literally like running in place for like a few seconds, and I'm like, girl, open the door, do something, and then she dies from the glass and the bugs.
Which the glass thing, I was like,
I also don't think she needed to die naked.
No, she didn't. I feel like there are quite a few shower shots in this season.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously.
And they're always like when they're about to die.
Yeah. Are they hinting to Psycho? Like, what, Eric, discuss your reasoning.
No, I think he has like a snuff kink or something.
Something like that.
And I'm like, you're a freak.
Anyways, and then there's a little bug boy who like Sam connects with. And
only good thing about this episode is
the bug boy.
The bug boy.
He's cute.
Because there's a whole thing where like Sam is connecting with this kid because he doesn't fit into the model American family and his dad's a realtor, so he kind of needs that. And Sam is connecting with him by being like, hey man, once you get to college, you're all good.
Right.
You don't even need to worry.
And then Dean is hurt by that. He's like, why would you say that?
And Dean even calls Sam like a bad like son at one point because of his relationship with like the dad. And that's what like one of the moments where I got really pissed off with Dean is because he keeps going like, what, Sam, dad like protected us and like taught us how to fight for ourselves. And like Sam is just trying to be like, dude, I didn't have a good relationship with our dad. I don't even know if he wants to see me when we find him, and that's something that I worry about. And Dean's like, you're pulling out of proportion. You are one of the reasons why Sam probably left, because he didn't feel like he had anyone in his corner.
Right, but I think that's why Dean is so hurt, because he's like, why would you leave me? You know?
Well, that's because you keep taking dad's side.
Right.
Be better.
But he wants to be a good son. There's so many conflicting things.
But I'm like, that's why I kept getting annoyed with Dean. But also, this episode's just racist, letting you know. Yeah, because it's like, there's a Native American curse, and like, oh, it's gonna kill the white people, and poor the white people almost dying on Native American sacred land. And it's like, it's very much a throwaway.
It's giving that Twilight scene in New Moon whenever Billy like tells the story of because whenever they have the was he like the chief of the tribe or something?
Brother, I'm not
honestly, I zoned the fuck out.
I only know Twilight in the way of like
I'm talking about Supernatural.
Oh, I'm sorry, I don't know what
I think he was like he was in the tribe.
Oh no, he was just saying.
And he was telling the legend. Yeah. It was giving Twilight in the scene where Billy tells the legend of their people, and except there was no like flashback in Supernatural. It was just him talking.
I don't know if I would have liked seeing like native, like indigenous people.
No. I'm glad they probably couldn't they probably couldn't cast more than like 2 of them on there.
Yeah, because they are
racist.
Yeah, because they're fucking racist.
Okay.
But yeah, so not a good episode. 9 for the family conflict.
Right. 9 is probably if Skin isn't my favorite, 9 is, what's it called?
Home is
9
really
is
good.
a really good one.
Yeah.
We get a lot of original lore from the house that Sam and Dean grew up in, and it's because it's about them going back to Lawrence, Kansas, where they're from, and they're going to their childhood home, and there's a lady who moved in with her 2 kids, and they're essentially being haunted by I think it's just one ghost, but it ends up being 2 ghosts. Yeah. And they bring in this psychic,
my favorite,
Missouri Mosley.
I wish they had showed her
more. Like, no, genuinely. Did she come back at one point? No.
Dude, I think that's her only episode.
Dude, I loved her.
But, okay, I think she shows up 10 seasons later.
Yeah,
for an episode.
She was so funny, so sweet, and like I could see a good like relationship between her and John, and I was like, I wanted to see more of this.
Also, so Sam has always felt like an outcast in his family, and now that he's having these psychic visions, I'm sure like internally he's being worried that like he is now again he's becoming supernatural. We are supernatural. I know that he's probably feeling a little worried about that. Having someone that is a psychic and has like some sort of real supernatural tendencies, the fact that she's so kind and immediately holds his hand and is like, I'm so sorry for your
girlfriend. Yeah.
And like, I think that moment allows him to see that his talents can be used for good. This woman she is not using it to like manipulate him. She's not using this like power to like hurt him. She is genuinely being like, I am so sorry for your loss. That I can tell without you even telling me what happened. I'm sorry about Jess.
I think that was some of Jared's best acting in this episode.
Because he's thrown off, but he's comforted.
That part, and then also later on when he like gets thrown up against the wall by the poltergeist.
Oh yeah,
and he gets choked by that. Like, how many times is this boy gonna go through it? And just in the first season alone.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm surprised they're even literate by the end of the series because they hit their head so many times. They are getting thrown the fuck around like rag dolls.
I'm surprised they don't have a genuine like, what's it called? Walmart receipt long hospital bill.
No, literally
every broken rib.
It's like that scene from Surf's Up where it's like gone, broken. Like that's that their fucking bones at this point.
It's bad.
But also Dean, like I don't know, Dean doesn't have like a lot in this episode as much, even though like they are back home.
No, he doesn't. But
it's more of a Sam.
So it's revealed that the poltergeist one is just like we don't even see the bad one.
No,
it's one is a bad poltergeist. The other one is their mom. And the moment that Dean sees Mary,
it's a good moment, dude. But
love.
I wrote this down. So Sam does not have a memory of knowing Mary.
Yeah.
Because he died when he was a baby. He was like 6 months. The first thing that his mom tells him is, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But he doesn't know why.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I think that would haunt me. I know that she's a ghost, but like, if the first time I ever got to see my mother is she goes, like, she sees me, and the first thing that she does is say, I'm sorry.
I don't think so. I feel like he would know. He would know either I'm sorry for just dying. I'm sorry that I had to leave you.
But she's apologizing because she's the reason why Sam is the way he is. That's why she's apologizing.
Well, right. But to him, he would think that it was because...
But he looks confused in the moment. Because remember, he goes like... Jared, sorry, if you can't see me, I'm furrowing my eyebrow and I'm going... I'm doing the Tim Allen what? But I think as someone, not as someone, I guess I can relate to a little bit, as someone that feels like a mistake sometimes. I think if the ghost of my I'm moving on. If the ghost of my mom came out and the first time I ever get to hear her voice is I'm sorry. Oh, maybe there is something wrong with it.
There's a lot of sorries being said to poor little Sammy over here.
Yeah, which like understandable.
No,
poor Sam
going on. But that episode is
good episode.
Very
also
pretty.
John Winchester shows up at the end at Missouri's place, and she's like, "Why would you go see your boys?" And I don't know why I made her like Midwestern. I made her like from Wisconsin or something.
You're just doing the nasal tone left and right now.
But he's like, oh, they can't know where I am. Fuck you, John. Fuck you. Because Dean pleads with him, calls him pleading, and he does not show up to show that he's there. But fuck him. Anyways, moving on.
Fuck John Winchester.
Moving on.
So Asylum was not my favorite. I thought I think the girlfriend and the boyfriend ruined it for me personally.
That's understandable.
They're so annoying. And like the whole, like, the girl knows how to shoot a gun. Bruh. Fuck.
I'm breaking up with you after this. The whole thing is haunted asylum.
Yeah.
All right. What I do like about this episode I'm going to give it to them from early 2000s. They did not make the ghosts that were at the psych ward the villains.
Right.
The people that are struggling with their mental health are not deemed as villains.
Right.
Which I have to give it to. It's the doctor who is torturing them. And like, I like that Sam, who is an outcast,
is the one to notice that.
And he immediately clocks it. And Dean's like, well, they're ghosts. I think this is a good episode to show that, like, not all ghosts are bad.
Not all men.
All ghosts' lives matter. Sorry. We are not all lives matter people. I don't know if you can tell from our aura. But I like that Sam's like, no, like,
you're speaking for me.
I'm get out. But I like that Sam is immediately able to clock it. Like, as an outcast, he's able to be like, they aren't hurting people.
Right.
They're the ones who are struggling. But Dean's like, no, like, it's black and white. If you're a ghost, you're bad.
Yeah.
So I like that. That's the only
Republican ass, so.
Yeah. Oh, and then also Sam gets inflicted by the ghost, and the big thing with that ghost is that he, like, takes out your anger. He makes you really angry, and he almost kills Dean.
I didn't like that part.
But then he shoots Dean in the face. Which is what he does. He shoots Dean in the face. He just doesn't have any fucking bullets.
Chest. It's the salt.
Oh, no.
Thing.
I'm talking about when Dean hands him the gun.
Oh, and he tries to shoot him. Yeah.
He literally...
That's because, the ghost possessed him, and he's, like, trying to... Or the ghost infuriates him.
Yeah.
But the reasons that they, like that Sam gives as to why he's angry, they sounded so superficial and not...
Supernatural.
Not supernatural.
No, they were superficial.
They were superficial, and it just, I don't know, maybe that's a way to, like, recognize the fact that Sam is a little childish sometimes.
Yeah, like, he's immature.
He is immature, especially when it comes to his thinking of, let me just abandon my whole family, and let me just, Well,
all right, I think we're on different sides on that.
No. I think that...
Okay.
I think that he absolutely is allowed to start his own life and move away from the abuse that happens. But I do agree with the fact that why did Dean have to be a part of that?
Because Dean took Dad's side.
Took Dad's side in what? Like, that he wanted to be a hunter?
Well, no, it's that Dean was literally like...
But it doesn't... let him, he's not calling him, he's not returning his calls, he's not visiting, like, they still wanted to have a relationship with him even though he went to college.
Yeah, but his dad said, if you walk out that door, don't come back.
Okay, well, that part, yeah, maybe you don't...
Sorry, don't fuck with me with supernatural lore, but I think Dean, because Dean always stands up for their dad when it comes to Sam. He goes, well... Physically, he will protect Sam from John's physical abuse because he's an awful piece of shit and is terrible. So I think if I'm in that scenario where my father is physically, emotionally, mentally abusive, verbally abusive, and does not show that he's proud of me at all, and I leave and you take his side, you're also getting cut out because I can't trust you.
I guess so, but I think that the way he goes about it is a little immature. I think that he tries to, like, chalk it all up to his... I don't know how to say it. Like, I feel like it's kind of in an uppity way. It's kind of in, like, a way that's, oh, I'm better than you guys because I chose to pursue education. I chose to do this instead of doing...
I feel like that's John. Because Sam gets a full ride and John is not proud of him. At least he doesn't show that he's proud of him. And Sam, I don't think is fully against, like, them being hunters. It's just that, like, when him being any sort of normal has been, like, outcast or, like, been kind of, like, put down, Sam is going to be defensive of that normalcy that he wants. And, like, I can't blame them. Like, if your parent is like, why the fuck aren't you out here shooting motherfuckers? And you're like, hey, I just, like, want to be a lawyer. It's like, well, that's stupid. There are monsters out here for you to shoot.
I'm not saying that John is right in this situation. Yeah. You know I don't believe that.
No, because John's a piece of shit.
I just think that, the reasons that Sam, at least in this episode, the reasons that Sam gives as to why he's upset with Dean are kind of shitty.
Yeah, I don't really like the writing on that. Like his, also that Sam, even in a bout of anger, would shoot Dean.
Right. Well, I mean, it's a conflating it though. It's conflating the
but I'm
conflict.
Like,
yeah, they're not.
But I'm like, God damn! Like you could have him like at least hesitate, and then Dean hits it out of his hand. Instead, he shoots the motherfucker 3 times. He tries. He keeps shooting. He doesn't shoot, and they go, "Oh, I guess it doesn't work."
It reminds me of Sam in other seasons. But anyways, okay, last one.
Scarecrow.
Also
really
a
good episode.
No, great one to end on for the mid season. I
One
feel
of my favorite episodes.
Really, really good. The monster is scary with the times that we see. It's a scarecrow, or this town that they go to has decided to, I don't know if they technically make the deal like literally, but they understand that there is a pagan god that is inside this scarecrow in their orchard, and they realize that whenever they send a young couple to the scarecrow, that and the scarecrow kills them, that their crops grow well and they end up prospering for the year.
Yeah.
And so they continue to do this every year in the second week in April, and Dean is investigating it by himself because Sam, after getting a phone call from his dad, decides to go pursue him in California, even though his dad says no. So, yeah.
Also, introduction to Meg.
Introduction to Meg, bitch.
Who is... Sam's having like a kind of flirty, like, we're renegades and we're running away.
Right.
Like, that's why we're connecting kind of situation.
Not feel like how ugly she was, like, personality-wise. She's not ugly.
I was like, I didn't like Meg's personality. She's spunky.
She is spunky, but like, how did he not feel like there was something evil lurking?
Because she's cute. With her fucking pixie cut.
I forgot that. No, literally gay. I forgot all that their reasoning goes away out the window whenever they see
it's a
hot
blonde girl, blonde wife, girl. Blonde wife,
gender wife.
Like,
yeah. So yeah, that happens. Dean gets Sam's having this arc with this girl named Meg, who we learn more about at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
But he's running away to California, but Dean is investigating in the town, and then he gets kidnapped and is going to be sacrificed. But Sam figures out something's wrong with Dean, and then he comes back and saves him.
Yeah.
And then
So now we have confirmation that the thing that killed their mom was a demon, because John tells them in the beginning. John and Sam still have a tumultuous relationship, even after not seeing each other for like 2 years. And then Meg, we know that there are demons coming after the boys.
right.
Because Meg at the end slits a man's throat, uses the blood to summon someone. And we know that she is either a cult, or she's a demon, or something. Like, she is some sort of supernatural creature. So that's all for the first 11 episodes. Pretty great, beginning of the series. Do you want to do a final question?
Your final question?
I have a final question.
Okay.
Do you have a final thing?
Not really. I just loved it. Thought it was great.
What would you like to see, or would have liked to see in the Supernatural series, like gunfight?
Sasquatch.
Really? You're going Sasquatch? I mean, that's valid. So, like, would you have made Sasquatch a supernatural creature, or is it just a monster?
I think it would have been a monster. I think it would have been a funnier episode, one of the fillers.
Yeah.
But I mean, I just think it would have been her Loch Ness.
See, I was gonna say, because Dean is scared of flying. We kind of mentioned that in the Phantom Traveler part. Seeing him go to Scotland to fight a Loch Ness monster would have been really funny.
Yeah, would have been hilarious.
So I was gonna say Loch Ness, or we never see these motherfuckers fight a chupacabra.
Yeah.
Why the fuck do they never fight a chupacabra?
That
they mentioned it multiple times.
Yeah.
They were always like, could it possibly be a chupacabra? Like they always are, could it possibly be? Also, I'm sorry, I keep touching your tit. we never
Easy
get a
tiger.
We never get a beach episode. So imagine they're down in Florida fighting a chupacabra.
A beach episode would have been darn stupid.
I want an anime beach episode.
They would have been Baywatch running across that fucking beach.
and I would have eaten it up. Them
well, shit, they did fucking Scooby-Doo. Like, why can't you do a Baywatch episode?
Exactly.
Like,
they just,
I want to see
later on they
bouncing.
Later on they shoot Hitler. Why could I not get a fucking
I forgot about that
beach episode with these motherfuckers? Like them scuba diving and having to fight the creature underwater or whatever, like with Loch Ness, or like any mermaids. Why didn't we ever get mermaids? Sorry.
I thought we did get a mermaids episode.
We got a Amazonian episode. I don't know if we got mermaids.
We need to revisit that. Okay, so speaking on that, I genuinely feel like this is going to be kind of like me watching for the first time because I forgot a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Most of what I remember is from when Cass comes in, but even then, like, it's all a little fuzzy.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to continue going forward, and I think it's going to be a fun journey, and yeah.
Also, like, this series is pretty close to both of us, so like,
yes,
this was a good one.
It was really
let us know if there's any other shows that you guys want us to watch that are like of the same vein. We have some on our list, but if there's any that you guys want us to watch through,
I mean, we have to watch it, of course. We have to have watched it. I think
that I would be okay with trying a new thing
if you think so,
depending on like what people
if it's good. If
that's crazy.
If you pull some Ronnie, if you pull some Merlin shit out, I'm just kidding.
I watched the episode of Merlin, Ronnie. I got you. It counts. It's locked in. It's locked in now. But yeah, so this was our first Supernatural episode. First 11 episodes.
Tune in for more.
Yeah, tune in.
Because we got a lot coming.
Yeah.
Right. Make sure you follow us on our Instagram, Perky and Quirky Pod. And then
RIP
Facebook, RIP TikTok, unless by the time this is posted, maybe someone bought it and saved us. Save our souls.
Depending on who writes it.
Yeah. But yeah, or follow us on other platforms that may be popping up. We're going to be on all of them. Yeah. Every single one of them.
We'll have them on our Instagram if you have that.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was the Perky and Quirky podcast.
I'm a jerk.
I'm a bitch.
And that was the Jerk and Bitch podcast.
Oh.